I got my eyes on you. It's supposed to be funny because this is kind of like, I think, a tiger print and it's got eyes, and I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. Anyways, welcome back for a new video. Today, as you guys can tell from the title, it's gonna be like one of these videos where I talk about my life and something cool or not cool that happened to me while playing a video game. You know, the kind of stuff that I used to do. So today I want to talk about the time I was up for 41 hours. And this is totally not clickbait. I was actually up for 41 hours. I counted the hours and I was like, holy shit, this must be some sort of record. Now, I didn't just stay up for 41 hours just for fun. Okay, you know, let's just make this clear. There was a reason, which is why there's a little story that comes with it and that I'm gonna tell you guys very soon. So this happened a couple weeks ago, maybe even 2 months ago, if I remember correctly, around the time of Life Hit Me Hard video. If you guys remember it, a card will appear somewhere on the screen. I don't know where. Hopefully, if I can make that happen, I'm not completely stupid, you know. So, the Life Hit Me Hard video, basically, to sum it up in like half a second, we had a group project, nobody was working, only 3 of us were working. We had to pull 2 all-nighters in 1 week. So, I was like destroyed. Then I had a week of rest after that, and the weekend after that, I had a hackathon. A hackathon is basically a programming competition. So, we had 24 hours to invent something, and like, you know, make it happen, actually. So, you know, 24 hours. That's 24 hours done for. So you guys are like, yeah, okay, but why fucking 41 hours? Practically 2 whole days. Yeah, well, I will tell you why. Because that hackathon was MLH Prime, which is a very big hackathon. MLH stands for Major League Hacking, by the way. Wow, we're getting fucking destroyed in this game. Like, it's been half a minute and we're like, boom, 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 dying like flies. Anyways, so it was this really big competition, which was, of course, in London because it was the European regionals, so we had to go to London. It was at the Bloomberg headquarters, though, so that was, like, pretty cool. I was pretty hyped about that. I was like, hell yeah, this is pretty cool. But, you know, we were in the Bloomberg headquarters with no windows for 24 hours in a basement, so, you know, then I was like, this is, like, much less hype. And you guys probably think the story stops here, but no, of course not. Which brings me to why 41 hours, because I had to wake up hella early to catch a train to go to London with my group. And then we tried, you know, it would have been totally worth it if it wasn't as if in one of those movies, you know, we, like, fought for 24 hours against technology and prevailed. Because let me tell you, we did not fucking prevail. Let me tell you the idea that I had for our group to do, because, you know, my idea was like hella cool, and so the group was like, oh hell yeah, let's fucking do this, girl. And basically, I thought that we could be doing sound painting, which is absolutely not painting with sounds, as the obnoxious MC of the thing thought it was. It is basically a form of live composition that has been created by this American dude, so, you know, thanks to the US, so to all my US citizens, hell yeah! Where you have the conductor who's up there on a stage giving signs to the orchestra, kind of telling them, damn it, kind of telling them what to do, but not really, so they have to improvise, and then he's like, oh yeah, let's do this anyways, and then it's a form of live composition. So I was like, let's make a fucking program out of it. Like, we can totally do that, you know? We could generate some sounds, use motion control. We use this little thing called Leap Motion, which is a little teeny tiny box which is supposed to see hand gestures and understand them. Let me tell ya, never buy this thing. This thing is the equivalent of a blind guy trying to understand sign language. Do you see where I'm getting at? Like, do you see how bad it is? You need to understand how fucking painful to work with this thing was. It doesn't stop here, okay? Like, it was fucking painful to work with. And then, after about, you know, probably 5 hours trying to make a program like generate sound, which is absolutely impossible to do when you're working with pure frequencies, we were like, okay, this is not gonna be possible. So then I spent about like the other half of the night making audio samples. In total, I made about 150 audio samples. When I say I made them, I either took them from YouTube video or like proper made them using a MIDI keyboard thing, like software. So I spent like most of the night doing that, which was, you know, as fun as it sounds. So by the morning, I was like, oh my god, yes, we got all the samples. Like, my part of the program was done. Like, I could trigger what I wanted it to do with the keyboard. We just had to connect it to Leap Motion, and my friend was programming on the Leap Motion. And we, like, they both work separately really well, you know, like, his part to just recognize the motions that we wanted was working fine. My part was working hella fine. You put the two together and it's like, boom, blind man trying to understand fucking sign language. Actually, it was kind of working. It was clunky, but working. So we have a pre-demo in the morning, you know, after 24 hours, so already pretty much, you know, like, destroyed at this point. Go to the pre-demo and we, like, explain our idea, and the guy's like, oh, that's pretty original. That's pretty cool. Hashtag hype. Hashtag awesome. Hashtag squad goals. You get what I mean. And then, the actual demo, which, like, happened, like, half an hour after, we go up on stage, you know, we plug in our crap, and we start trying to make it work, and, like, nothing happens. The, like, program looks like it's fucking frozen. There's, like, nothing going on. I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on here? And then at the end of the thing, we realized that, hang on, the leap motion thing, this motion tracking was turned off. And I'm like, for a piece of hardware that's supposed to see motion, why can you turn off the motion tracking? We didn't even know it was possible to fucking turn off the motion tracking, okay? Like, when we saw that, after, like, 2 minutes of public humiliation, we're like, are you fucking kidding me? So at this point, you know, we were awake for, like, a solid 30 hours. This happened, I was like, what did I do to life to deserve this? So at this point, we were just like, okay, we stayed up for 24 hours to face 2 minutes of fucking public humiliation. That was harsh. That was brutal. So now you're like, hey, hang on, that's just like 30-something hours? Like, where's the rest? So then after that, my dad came to pick me up. Yes, in London. Yes, I'm 18 years old. I need someone to come pick me up. Whatever. And we had to go have dinner with, like, one of his family friends. So that was like, I had to spend the entire day being like 24 hours of coding for 2 minutes of public humiliation. Shoot me now, please. So yeah, and then I went to dinner. We, like, talked, whatever. Everything was fine. I was, like, kind of normal at this point, you know? And then we had to take a cab back to the hotel to, like, well, you know, sleep, to get the plane the next morning. So in the cab, like, literally, I sit down. I try to make conversation with my dad for, like, 10 minutes, and then I just, like, fall asleep. Like, I sat down, closed my eyes, and boom, I fell asleep. But, you know, that still doesn't bring us to 40 hours, you know? But, like, so it wasn't really, like, falling asleep. I was just, like, kind of in that, like, dreamy state, you know? But I wasn't actually sleeping. And then I get to the room and I was like, oh my god. Like, I dragged my sorry ass out of that cab, up the hotel elevator, into the room, and I just passed out, crash. And the next morning I counted the hours, 41 hours. Boom. Fun fact, like, little bonus. The next day I slept like half of the day, and at the evening I was supposed to go have dinner at my friend's house and her parents and shit like that, and also then hang out with my friends. So I, like, showed up at my friend's place. They were like, oh, how did your hackathon go? And I'm like, is that really, like, the most thoughtful question you could have asked me right now? So I explained to them the whole thing, and, like, apparently they were like, girl, you're acting super weird. Like, I said something and then I was just, like, burst out laughing for, like, no fucking reason for, like, a solid 2 minutes. I couldn't even fucking finish my sentences. That's how much I was laughing. But for, like, the most random crap, not even talking about the hackathon, like, everything. And they were like, girl, I think you need some sleep. And I'm like, I'm fine. And I was, like, laughing my ass off. I was like a fucking mess, okay? Like, my brain was a mush. Like, mush. That is the word to characterize it. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this little story. It was kind of random, but, you know, that's me, I'm random. If you want to get into computer science or are studying computer science, I definitely recommend hackathons. I don't recommend using the Leap motion controller, especially if you want to write a program in Python. Worst idea you could ever have. Actually, at hackathons, don't work with hardware, do other crap, it's much better. So yeah, subscribe to see more, activate the notif bell. Let me know in the comments down below how long you guys stayed awake for, like, ever in your entire life. How long? I'm very curious. Yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend.